Hello everyone and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. Well, Madame told us that she was going to burn every bridge. If the reconciliation talk got louder and louder, and she's been burning those bridges, in my opinion, in Radar Online, with two very wild and very manipulative stories. It's my personal opinion that they come straight from Montecito, and so I'm going to do the tarot readings today operating on that assumption. As I say, it is just my opinion. So hypothetically speaking, these stories were planted in Radar Online, I personally believe, by people very close to Montecito. The first one appeared on the 15th of September, Harry's birthday, straight after his, what he believed was successful tour of the UK, trying to build bridges with Pa and the British public. Harry's birthday, and we read in Radar Online that Prince Harry's hair drug impotence risk doesn't matter, as he's trapped in a sexless marriage with Meghan. And then it goes on to tell that he's on finasteride and minoxidil for male pattern baldness, that he allegedly, or he's rumoured to have had a failed hair transplant in 2016. He's been told about the risks of taking these two drugs in terms of impotence, but he doesn't care because his marriage with Meghan is no longer intimate, and he's lost all hope basically of it ever being again. And he's so insecure and so dreading turning into Baldy like Big Brother William that he'd rather do these drugs than risk that outcome. Nasty, nasty. And of course, on Harry's birthday, what did Meghan post on Instagram but that very unfortunate photo of Harry when he was 31 and had a whole lot more hair, and she'd obviously doctored it and to make it look quite absurd. And there've been an endless number of mocking kind of memes that have gone out as a result of that little bit of photoshopping, alleged photoshopping. Deviant Moon Tarot on the tarot table today as the bridges burn on Radar Online. We're going to have a look and see what the state of play is, or lack of play, in the marriage. Just asking, does it bother Harry, or maybe he's finding someone else to play with? A lot of speculation about that. We're going to ask what Meghan allegedly was up to with this article in Radar Online. What's the message that she wants out there? What's she trying to achieve? I would say directly towards Harry. It looks like she's really out to humiliate him, in my opinion, but we're going to ask and see what she's up to, and then we're going to ask how he felt on his birthday. I'm sure that he was well aware of the article in Radar Online, and how did he feel on his birthday? My goodness, imagine being married to that. Well, he chose, he made the bed, and maybe he's lying in it alone now, according to the article in Radar Online. We need to remind you that this is just tarot, and it's for fun and entertainment. It's all my opinion, it's all speculation. We just read energy here, and disclaimer in the box below. We have the energy. Let's get to it. Little 5-card reading to start things off today as those bridges burn. Happy birthday, Prince Harry. Prince Harried, possibly. Let's see what the cards have to say. Deviant Moon Tarot. What is she up to, and how does he feel? Allegedly. Some snoring in the background, just by the way. Oh, we have the 5 of Cups in reverse, the card of sorrow and woe and self-pity and regret and remorse and being harangued. I always love this 5 of Cups when I read on Harry and Meghan, because the man in question has been harangued by that creature. which is unusual energy in the Five of Cups. Normally it's just sort of a woeful soul, regretting life choices and obsessed and fixated on what they have lost. It is in reverse. I don't think he's trying to reverse his hair loss, but he is trying to reverse his hair loss. So let's take that as a win for reading the Five of Cups in reverse with those two drugs, finasteride and minoxidil. But of course it's, I think, trying to get some hits in there with the Five of Cups and remind him that he's insecure about his looks and he's in Hollywood where everyone's beautiful except him. And Megan, of course, is also super beautiful, and he's the ugly one with the bad English teeth and the bald, male pattern baldness. So there's that. So she's getting digs in to make him feel miserable and sorry for himself and regret ever marrying her. But she's also seething with resentment and feeling very sorry for herself. So if she's trying to make herself feel better, she's doing it at his expense. That's a little one card reading in that Five of Cups in reverse for you as the underlying energy of this particular reading, in my opinion. Heart of this dark little reading. And we have the Nine of Pentacles. See, I'm happy and single and free and I don't need you. And I can do very nicely here in California. I'll easily find someone else with a whole head of hair. And yeah, she's making a point here. Who needs you? You has been you. You balding has been. You impotent balding has been. Who needs you? Pretty clear with that Nine of Pentacles. In my opinion, allegedly, all that stuff. So, state of play in the marriage. Keeping it clean for YouTube. What's going on? Oh, we've got the Two of Wands, and wands are very erotic in tarot, and partnerships. You would think on the surface that all is happy in that department in the marriage, but I'm reading this card differently. I'm reading it differently because of that Five of Cups as our underlying energy, and then it's sitting next to the happy single lady who's financially independent and doesn't need a man in her life, or she doesn't need a has-been in her life. This card tells me that possibly one or both of the Parkles is playing away. That's how I'm going to read that card. There's always talk about blonde ladies with Harry. Megan, we've had plants in Crazy Days and Nights about her with some, big buff dude hanging out, drinking cocktails and whatever. There's been a few of those, I think. So playing away, or giving the illusion of playing away, planning to play away, or preparing to play away, or preparing to tell us that they are playing away. That's how I'm reading it, given the context of these other cards in this reading. And tarot readings for me are always read as a whole. I try and get a story and narrative out of the cards that land on the tarot table for me. Getting all tongue-tied now. Been a long day. So, does Harry care? Reading this kind of stuff, well, not reading this kind of stuff, sorry, no, that's this card over here. Does he care about the state of the marriage? This is not an unhappy card, the Two of Wands. If they are playing away, it looks quite cheerful in that situation. How does he feel about the state of the marriage? What does he think? Ten of Pentacles in reverse. The first thing that I get with this Ten of Pentacles in reverse is I told you so, because it's a royal family. And now he's out of the royal family, Ten of Pentacles in reverse, and I told you so. We all told you so, you dumb whatever. Just my opinion, of course. I'm doing some improv here as I'm doing the reading. And he thought that this was a long-term marriage. It was going to rival William and Catherine's tale of true love. They've been married for, I forget now, it's over 20 years, I'm sure. No, I'm misremembering. No, I'm exaggerating wildly. But it's a good long marriage. They've been together. Sorry, that's where the 20 years came from. They've been a couple for over 20 years. And he, the great love story of the has-been and Meghan Markle was going to rival that and would last till the end of time. But no, it's not going to last to the end of time. Ten of Pentacles in reverse. This is not his future. His future is collapsing as I'm doing this reading. The marriage is well, I don't believe there is a marriage in name only. That's my personal energy take on the situation, having read endlessly on these two over the past however many years. But this is not his future. It's all falling apart, and the royals have got a big old told you so thing going on with that 10 of Pentacles in reverse. He's lost his future in the royal family, and there is no future with Meghan Markle. And it's interesting that it's a Pentacles card, because it's about security, it's about money, it's about status and symbolism and all that kind of stuff. He cares about the appearance of the thing and what it meant financially for him. There was always that story that he was very quick to sign up with Meghan because he wanted the respect of being a married man, the status, the higher status in the royal family, the better stuff, the bigger house, all that kind of stuff. He wanted that. He wanted what William had. 10 of Pentacles in reverse. Sorry. What was Meghan up to? I believe personally that she posted this, and if not, then we're going to say hypothetically what would have been her intentions, her message to Harry by posting this. This card is sitting under the happy single lady, the 9 of Pentacles. What was she up to? She's up to the 9 of Wands, and it's in reverse. It's end game territory when the 9 of Wands is in reverse. It's collapse energy. I believe that the intention is to kind of lob one last missile at him and knock him down. As I say, he was the subject of endless mockery because of her Instagram post, that ridiculously photoshopped picture of him when I think he was still going out with Cressida Bonas, or had just broken up with her, or she had just rather broken up with him. So reminding him of all kinds of things that he's lost. He's lost that luscious head of hair. He's lost his youth. He's lost a lovely blonde lady. And I personally believe that the tour back to the UK did not go very well for Harry, whatever the press was spinning. There it all is. You loser, you. Here is the last insult, and you will collapse under the weight of it and fall down. You have no defenses against you. It's humiliating. He's got no buffer between himself and the public. This level of ridicule piled on to him on his birthday. Who does that to their husband? Really, who does that? Again, my opinion and my wild speculation that she's behind this. And I do think she is happy single lady showing up there. How did he feel when he became aware of this article in Radar Online? And I know it's a trashy tabloid, not worth the paper it's written on. It's not written on paper at all. But my opinion, it's being used for messaging, very direct messaging from one alleged spouse to the other. How did Harry feel? 8 of Wands, message received. Message received very much. It's a communication card. He got the message. It landed with him. But if she was hoping to land a direct hit, 9 of Wands in reverse, she was hoping to really knock him down a peg or two, take him down. I'm getting Bowling Alley, basically, with that 9 of Wands. Interesting. I've never got that mental image before with that card. She was hoping to do that. Nah, didn't land. Interesting. I think he was still riding high after his tour, having seen Pa, gone to Ukraine. He got all that press. He believes it all, even though his people are paying for it, in my opinion. I was like, well, I'm busy. I'm doing things. I'm Mr. Important. I'm making progress in my new life and in my plans to reconcile with Pa before Bully William gets hold of the reins of power. And I'm busy. I'm off. And who cares what you think and what you've put in Radar Online. So I think that there was a lot of malice in here. That's my personal opinion. I do think that he's quite bitter about the failure of his marriage. Not the intimate aspects of the failure of the marriage, because there's playing elsewhere here, for me, my opinion. But the embarrassment of it and the financial consequences and the told you so's that are built in here in this 10 of Pentacles. That's how I'm reading this rather savage little set of cards. Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one.